I'm Bill Stoner. I'm from Olympia, Washington, USA. I'm a mental health counselor. I've had my own private practice since 2006. I came to the temple to explore the spiritual, the psychedelic, the emotional space in a deeper way. I have prior experience, but none with ayahuasca. And this seemed to be the most safe and authentic place that I could find. And it turned out to be the most safe and held place that I've ever found. What I came to heal was not so much big T trauma, but try to get a better sense of who I am and where I'm going. And what I experienced was a series of events that told me I had some bigger T trauma that I was not fully aware of, and I was able to work with it in truckloads full of emotion and experience. What surprised me most about the experience here was the set and the setting, the beautiful jungle, the sounds, the sights. The staff are wonderful. I felt held, I felt loved, I felt cared for. I felt safe enough to jump in the well, if you will. I feel that if there was a dark well that I needed to jump into, I could jump in the well and that would be okay. You know, I feel safe emotionally, spiritually. It was a great container. How would I think about indigenous healthcare versus Western healthcare is, I have experience of being a registered nurse and an oncology nurse, and I know what it's like to poison people to help them to get better. I have a lot of experience in mental health counseling with different counselors, different approaches. This is it's not a different chapter in a book. This is a different book. This is a different experience. This, in a very loving and kind way, this is like science fiction. With a great deal of respect, this is not anything that I'd ever experienced before. I've read about it, but reading isn't experiencing. This is a totally different paradigm. It's almost, I had to leave everything I thought and just experience with what was happening. What was different here is encouraging me to jump into the void, to experience the void, to be without a life raft, and to go with Mother Ayahuasca, go with the jungle spirits, to go with where I needed to go and be open to what was happening and not have a clear idea of what a final outcome might be. It's very much a journey. If I could stay in the journey, stay in the process, then I was doing okay. This work will impact me as a provider because hearing the healers, they talked about not bringing their trauma into the ayahuasca brew, not bringing their trauma or their issues into the healing space. And I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. And it's a reminder of clearing myself and taking care of my clients in a deeper, more appreciative sense. I think one of the reasons I came here, back to an earlier question, is I had some burnout. And I wasn't realizing the level of burnout. Because in our profession, we're very siloed, we're very isolated, right? And hearing the healers talk about their caring and concern for us, they're being like parents, us being like children, the importance of not contaminating the brew with their own set of issues. I go, yeah, that speaks home. That's something I really need to pay more attention to. Yeah, I'm going to take my work much more seriously and leave behind those things that don't provide value for me. Well, the system of care starts, I think, when you sign up. something magical starts happening. Just flying into Peru, flying into Iquitos, and Iquitos very much reminded me of Delhi, with the tuk-tuks, and so it was just one new experience after another. And coming here and being in the jungle has a sense. There's a vibe, there's a rhythm, there's just a sense of things. And this was a healthcare providers retreat, and there's just a sense of people have a similar something of just familiarity and camaraderie, and then getting to know the staff and just being accepted for who I am and what's going on, and having the discussions about how the process will unfold. So it made it very comfortable. So it was like going into the pool and walking down the stairs and getting more and more immersed with knowledge, with a felt sense, with the emotional care, and then allowed me to swim into the water. And now I feel as if I'm coming out of the water and I'm reversing that whole process. But I in my heart, I do feel loved and cared for. Deep caring and love, and I'm eternally grateful for that. What I've learned from the Shipibo healers is probably Therapy 101 is connection, connection, connection. I don't speak Shipibo, I don't speak Spanish, but the level of connection and emotional intimacy and the resonance, I could feel their songs in my body. I could feel the vibration. And that's important for me to remember, because as a therapist, I do carry that vibrational resonance. I carry that, and this has helped me learn more about that and experience it and know that I have this power and that my own vibrations are affecting my clients. So, no, I don't have to understand what they're saying, but in a good hypnosis session, the client doesn't necessarily know what I'm saying either. So there's a lot of transferable stuff, but it has to be connected with love and respect. The Icaros, as I think of them now as compared to before, the Icaros now are inside of me. They're a part of me. I can feel them and I can take them with me, and it's not like I'm going to go walk down the road and sing them, but I can walk down the road and feel them, and I can remember the experience, and I can remember that connection. And I think if life is anything, it's a connection. And I experience that connection big time here. I'll take that away, and I hope to carry that with me as I go. The thing I was most touched by in the experience is I went through a pretty dark session. It was real, and I made it through. I made it through, and as I help my clients in their dark sessions, my presence can help them get through it. I didn't come here with the intent of having a really dark, difficult experience. I did have one, and I'm really glad I have one, and I think I'm a better person for it. The thing I'd like to most maybe summarize with is I feel deeply cared for, deeply respected, safe enough to jump into a dark well. I think the staff, the place, the people here have a lot of integrity. And it's really wonderful to just be around people with a lot of integrity. And for that, I'm really grateful. Thank you.